This is your stimulus payment update. Today is May 4th. I've got a lot of information to share with you. I'm going to go through nearly every group today as far as those who are expecting stimulus payouts. I'm going to give you data information on who's getting it and who's not percentage-wise, specific to each group. I'm also going to give you an updated timeline on when you can expect your payout. This is just from the IRS, the Treasury, what we're already seeing, and a little bit of my own thoughts. And then at the end of the episode, I'm going to answer some commonly asked questions that I keep seeing in the comment section to help bring clarity to anyone that might have those same questions. So first, let's get right into the polls. We opened these up on Friday. We had thousands of people participate in this. This could be the most detailed polls online right now. So hopefully this will help you figure out who's getting it and who's not and where you stand. So regular Social Security, we had nearly 70% of people on regular Social Security say no, they did not yet receive their payment. Only around 30% said yes. So 461 said no, only 216 said yes. What I'm going to ask is if you're on Social Security and you said yes, in the comment section below, if you could share that you're on Social Security and why you think you might have gotten it. Did you do the IRS's non-filers? Did you file through TurboTax? How did you receive it? Why do you think you got it? This might be helpful to some individuals who are on Social Security who want to get more information on why some individuals are getting it earlier than others. Moving on to Social Security disability. For disability, we had again nearly 70% of people say no, they did not get it, and only around 30% said they did get it. Same here. If you did get it and you're part of disability, how did you get it? How did you receive the payment? Did you file? Why do you think you got it? Again, this might be helpful for people on disability. We do know they're continuing payments out to those two groups. They started those payments last week, and the IRS is saying they are continuing those payments. So if you still have not received it, the IRS is slow as molasses, and they are still continuing to dribble out those payments as time is going on. Veterans, 91.8% said no. Matter of fact, 336 veterans said no, only 30 said yes, that they have gotten it. This, though, although is very lopsided, is kind of expected because veterans as a group are not expected to see large payouts until after May 6th. I'll go over that a little bit later in the episode. Only 8% of veterans so far are seeing it as far as this poll is concerned. SSI, we only had 22% of SSI say that they did, in fact, get their payment. 78% on SSI said they have not yet received their payment. So if you haven't gotten it and you're on SSI, again, you are a part of a very large group that has also not received their payment. This is in the veterans group. We are not expecting to see large payouts to SSI until after May 6th. I will go over that timeline in just a little bit as well. Okay, moving on to survivors, and now this is for survivors of any category. We had 88.8% say no, they have not yet received their stimulus payout. Only 11.2% said yes. You can see the numbers there. Only 43 of the respondents said yes. Again, please, if you're a survivor, leave in the comment section below how you received it and why you think you might have received it. Is there something additional that you did that could be helpful to other individuals? Low income and not a part of any category above. We had almost a split here, almost a 50-50 split. 52% said no, they haven't seen it. 48% said they have received it. So this could be because you might still be expecting it to come in the mail via check. I'm going to give you the updated timeline on when the checks are going out. So that information might be helpful for you if you have not seen it and you're part of that group. RRB. Now, this is dramatic. This is probably the most dramatic of all. 98.7% of RRB have not received it. Percentage is so small. I mean, it's like 1% have seen it. Only 4 respondents of RRB said they got it. This is a problem. RRB should have a higher amount than this. Again, if you're one of the 4, it might get lost in the comment section below, but if you can put it there, I'll try to pin it up to the top comments if I see it. Why do you think you got it as far as RRB? Did you file? Did you use the IRS's free file thing? Please share that information. Also, regular tax filers, 56.5% said that they did not receive it. Only 43.5% said that they did. So even regular tax filers who are participating in this poll have not seen it on a large scale. So maybe coming in checks, maybe they're still dribbling it through direct deposits. I can give you some updated information on that in a little bit. Lastly, how are people seeing it? Most people are seeing it through direct deposit. 332 are seeing it through direct deposit. Only 48 have seen it through a check. All right. So generally, direct deposit is the way you're getting it. I think this information is most helpful just to let you know that there are a lot of other people in your same category. You're not alone and you're not an island unto yourself. There are some individuals who are starting to see it, and hopefully, again, go through the comment section below. If you can share positive information on the comment section below, if you did get it. I know a lot of people didn't. We saw that already. But if you did, please leave those comments below. And if you didn't get it, try to leave those comments off so that people can filter through easier to get the positive information on how individuals got it, why they think they got it, was there anything additional they did they use the IRS tool, and on and on and on. So we want to make this as helpful as possible. The next thing I want to do is move on to when can you expect to see your payout. So first I want to talk about SSI and veterans. Now there's a deadline for SSI and veterans to claim dependents, and that deadline's May 5th. So we're expecting to see payments after May 5th. On this chart here, this is the one we've been using all along. We've been saying that our expected date for when we thought that SSI was going to start seeing those mass payouts was going to be on the 13th of May. I'm still sticking with this even based on the new IRS information. So if you are on SSI or a veteran, you should expect to see your payment from May 6th to May 15th. However, based off of the results of the IRS and the Treasury from what they've been doing to Social Security and disability, I don't think they're going to get everyone their payments in this 2-week time slot. It is going to continue probably until the end of May, maybe even into June, because they were supposed to get payments to Social Security and disability last week in April, starting April 29th, and many people did start getting it. I know my dad's a part of Social Security. He got his on Wednesday, and they started funneling more payments, but they're not done. They still have a lot of people to get payments to. So SSI and veterans, this is when you can expect to see your payouts, but it will certainly, based off of what we've seen in the past from the IRS and the Treasury, continue forward into the rest of May. If you are regular Social Security or disability, just continue to expect to see those direct deposits funneling in. As far as check payouts, this is the most detailed infographic I can give you as far as when they're sending them out. The IRS has told us that they're mailing out checks on Friday, and for each category. It seems like they're a little bit more haphazard than that, though. It does not seem like they're this organized. This is what they told us they were going to do. This is what I'm showing you that they said they're going to do. It just does not seem this organized at all. Some people are getting checks in different categories when they shouldn't, but this is what they've said. So each week in May, a different category is supposed to be getting their payments based off of income. And so you can look at your income. If you're expecting a check, you can look at the chart here and determine when your check should be sent out to you. I also just wanted to go over some very commonly asked questions I keep seeing in the comment section below, so some of these might relate to you. I have a lot of people keep asking me about being a payee. If they're a payee for somebody perhaps on Social Security or SSI or disability, will that individual see the stimulus payout? And the answer is yes. Just because somebody has a payee will not disqualify them. The thing that would disqualify them is if they are claimed as a dependent by another individual or another organization, which could be the case for a lot of people who are expecting to see a payment, but they don't realize they're being claimed as a dependent by some other entity. But just being a payee is not going to disqualify you. They will, in fact, see that stimulus payout. The Get My Payment tool. That Get My Payment tool can be helpful, but I will suggest this. Go to the Get My Payment tool once a day. The IRS is updating this tool once every 24 hours. So it's not helpful to really check it 5 times a day because they're only updating it once. But you might find out as you do that one day, your information might be updated in there. And I know you're thinking, there's no way mine's not going to be. But trust me, there's a lot of people who have commented, it didn't work one day, that didn't work the next day, and then the next day it did work. So again, the IRS is not great with this, but they are updating it. So continue to check that. I will leave you the link to the IRS Get My Payment tool below as a quick link for you to be able to access that. Also, I have a lot of people asking me this. I filed my taxes in April. Either they use the IRS's non-filer page, they use Intuit TurboTax or something else because they felt like they needed to file or they were a part of a certain group or whatever. The IRS is very much behind on processing new files. So the question I get most often is when can I expect to see my payment if I just filed two or 3 weeks ago? because the IRS is behind on processing those new filings, the answer is I don't know. The answer is nobody actually knows, to be honest with you. But because the IRS is admitting that they are behind, I would not expect it like this week. Perhaps 2, 3, 4 week delay, I would think, based off of what we're seeing the IRS doing right now with the stimulus payouts to those who they should even be able to get it to on time, and they're not able to do that. Another thing I keep seeing is the direct express cards. A lot of people are expressing a lot of concern about the direct express cards. All I can tell you is that the IRS said that you will be receiving, if you're on SSI, Social Security, Disability, through your payment through direct deposit, paper check, or your direct express card. I will admit the direct express card might be an issue right now as far as processing payments through that means, but they are still holding that they will be using the direct express cards as a means to give the stimulus payment to individuals. Whether or not the IRS is able to do that is up to them. If you, by the way, if you received your stimulus payment through your direct express card, leave that comment below. Let some individuals know, because a lot of information is spreading right now that the direct express cards are basically useless when it comes to this, but the IRS is not saying that, okay? And if the IRS is not saying that, I don't want to tell you that. So if you got it through your direct express card, leave that comment below, but they are saying that they're still going to get them out that way. And if you were SSI, I gave you the timeline. After May 6th is when that's going to happen. And so these are the most commonly asked questions I've been getting. So I've given you now the updated timeline of when to expect it, those who aren't getting it and those who are getting it, these questions. So again, I'm just trying to be as helpful as I can. As more information comes out, I will continue to provide that to you. I don't want to waste your time with information you've already heard, but at the same time, I do want to give you a daily update to just make sure everyone knows that, hope is not lost in this situation, that there are many in your category who are seeing the same thing. Some are starting to get it. It is happening. Payments are going out. They're very much behind on their timeline, but it is happening. And so I'm just here to try to address everything I can and be as helpful as possible. So if there's anything else I can do for you, continue to leave those comments in the comment section below. You guys are generally driving many of the episodes that I'm doing here. What I see in the comments is what I try to go after in the videos. So thank you guys for that. As always, I hope this is helpful for you. If you haven't already considered subscribing to the channel, turn on the notifications. We'd love to have you come along with us. We will catch you guys next time.